Hey team, today we're going to be coming at you with the front squat and some points of performance, as well as a little secret inside look as to how it is going to tie into the programming in the near future. Our front squat is a base foundation for Olympic style weightlifting. So a lot of the time people have these. These are our weightlifting shoes. These are not a necessity. You absolutely don't have to have them, but they can help. They help a lot with stability and flexibility to allow you to sit into a better position. But you don't have to have them. I like them, you might not. All right team, so the first thing we're going to be talking about for our front squats, which translates to all of our squats, especially for weightlifting, is our balance. So this is the biggest thing that people often get wrong. It's not their knee position, it's not where their elbows are, it's their balance. So we're talking about front to back center of mass. And this is really important. What I see most often is people's balance shifts forwards and backwards a lot in their squat. So when they have stuff like this going on, or all sorts of crazy stuff, it's because they're not keeping their center of mass tightly over the mid of the foot. And so as we're squatting, the reason we want to go slow is to engage the correct muscles and keep that balance. So at all times, the balance should be towards the middle of my foot, so right underneath the arch, or even slightly forwards if anything. I don't want it sitting back in my heels. So from the top position, a lot of the time in weightlifting we'll see we have a slight forward lean and we're gonna go slow. And we're going slow to teach the balance. So a lot of the time if someone's hip comes up first, like this, it's generally because they end up sitting on their heels and the toes start floating. Or if they go down and their heels come up, it's because they take their weight too far forwards. What's most important, again, just reiterating, you stay mid-foot. All right, team, so once we've sorted out balance with our air squat and we're concentrating on going nice and slow, we can do exactly the same thing with the barbell. Now, people often ask, should I think about my torso position? The answer is not usually. If you've got the balance right, it will start to take care of itself. It's going to be very difficult to have good centered balance and do weird stuff in your squat. So just focus on that, keeping your center of mass over the middle of the foot, and it will take care of itself. So next thing we do, we're going to pick up the bar and we're going to focus on trying to keep as much as a full grip as possible. So I'm going to be just outside my shoulders. That barbell is going to try and go behind my collarbones and then elbows out. A lot of the time you have people going elbows in and up, and you can see it starts to make me round my back, which I don't want. Elbows may go up, but we want them out to the side and behind the shoulders. From there, I'm gonna get my comfortable squat stance. I'm gonna make sure I'm middle of the foot and then slow. And I wanna feel those leg muscles, the tops of the legs. They're doing all of the work. And if I need to, I can add pauses at any point to just make sure I've still got that balance. So the last question I get is, why should my feet and hands be in the position that I recommend? Well, when we're doing front squats for our Olympic weightlifting, we want the most transferability into our clean. And we're gonna get a much more consistent clean if we can keep a full grip as we turn over. Often the times if we go loose, that barbell goes above the shoulder and then it crashes on us, which we don't want. And likewise, if we front squat out here, but we catch our clean here, it's not going to be the exact same position, so the transferability is going to be less. So we want to make them as similar as possible. So just make sure, if we're going for a clean, think about this, and then that should be exactly the same position that we use for our front squat. All right, so the last thing we need to know about this front squat development is I want us to recognize that we are also doing some power clean work and we're doing some push press and push jerk work. It's gonna come full circle because if we build up our front squat, we'll build up that overhead stuff, and the technique of the power clean, they're gonna merge together to give us a much improved clean and jerk. So there is a bigger picture in mind. Focus on this front squat technique, continue to develop it, get those progressions in classes, get stronger, and by the time we start looking at the clean and jerk and we do a bunch of development on that, hopefully our numbers are going to go through the roof. Thanks for watching. Talking about front squats today. We're going to have more of these coming up in the future. I look forward to seeing you in classes doing the front squats. And this is Mike, head coach from CrossFit Putney. See you there. Full body? Yeah, cool.
Nice.